She's just perfect.
We are live. Welcome back to the West Coast Draft Podcast. It's just me and Rob today. It's just the OG2, the
But
the the gruesome
we
twosome.
it's bad because Daniel, it's Halloween season and got some bad news. Some witch over in Northgate turned Daniel into a cat. So
Ah,
I'm
jeez.
taking care of Daniel right now.
All right, that's
Just
okay. That's
kidding. This
okay.
is little Tina. Look at her white belly, her white paws. She's just adorable.
Yeah, she's the new third host of the pod.
I'm
The
gonna
new
go
or
put
the
her in
new third
her
seat.
sound mixing spot.
Yeah, she has to. So that makes now you're now outnumbered 3-1 as far as cat themed hosts now because
Yeah, and
you got
she
the
goes after
Bengals, you got the
we go after
Lions, and then you got
birds
an
for
actual
sure.
cat now.
Shit.
You gotta get like a pet bird or something now to have a little to balance the ratio out a
Tina
bit.
Cam. Tina Cam.
The Tina Cam, oh, the Tina Cam would be sick actually. The
Well,
Tina
we got a
Cam would be
Tina
great.
Cam kind of. She can see her head.
That's true. Yeah, you can see it. You gotta get like a close up of her and just have her log in on the Zoom.
Put my phone
And
over
she's
there.
just like doing her
You know,
thing.
she is really damn smart, is
Yeah.
what I've definitely been able to ascertain. I was like taking a video of, when she's a cuddler, which is great. And like she's on my belly or in my lap and I'm on my phone. She'll like touch it with her paws and scroll. I was taking a video of her and she touched the stop video part with her nose and it stopped the video. She's too smart for her own good and she's only 9 weeks old.
Yeah.
But
She's
she
here now. She's here and she is incredible.
this is a
She's
four
already my favorite co-host.
there's a
No
four-person
offense.
podcast now.
It's a four-person podcast. I can't wait to get her picks. Maybe we
I
gotta get
know.
her. Maybe when the playoffs start, we can loop her in like we did with Daniel at
Maybe I
the
should like put like some pictures out and
oh yeah, like they do
so
on
she
like
goes
TikTok
to.
and Instagram
Yeah.
to have them pick. Yeah.
See, I won't be able to be like that dog that like
Uh-huh.
headbutts the
Yeah,
ball
does the
into those
basketball,
buckets.
yeah.
Cats aren't about that kind of thing. But
Right.
yeah, our old cat, I don't think she was particularly smart. I don't think she was dumb, but she wasn't smart. She like has a spot she likes in the room she sleeps in. Because she's still a little too little to sleep in beds yet. Um, it's like in our big towel rack, and there's three drawers, metal mesh drawers that she crawls up and gets to like a landing on top of it and has a little spot. She's slept there almost every night now. It's like, and I've seen her do it, and she like gets in the basket and pushes it out with her head. It's like, ooh man, she's too smart. Welcome Tina to the pod. She's looking at us right now.
There you go.
She does her
Um,
Rocky training on that little ball right there.
we're ready to go. We are ready to go. We're over halfway through the college football regular season. This is weird. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. This
Eh,
sucks.
this season needs to get over quick. I don't know. I
That's
don't know.
true. This season's definitely not as exciting as last
If
season,
there's a
but I don't
season,
know.
especially for the Huskies, that I want to be over quick, it's this one.
Yeah, and you know what? And I know I put this in the I put this in the chat a few weeks ago, and I still feel it to this day. I feel it's especially true. Being a fan of a mid college football team is extremely like non-irritating in the
It's
sense that it's like
liberating in a
it's
sense.
liberating. Liberating's a good word for it because it's like we'll probably go 6-6,
You can
maybe
enjoy the
seven and
sport
five.
as a
I
whole.
hope we make a bowl. I can watch these other games and not worry too much about them. I just
Yeah,
hope we make a bowl.
and I was saying this, last season it was just so Husky centric for us because it was like every little thing we wanted other teams to lose that would help you in
Hmm.
the CFP. You were feeling slighted by rankings, stuff
Right.
like that. I'm
As
not feeling
on the
that this
other
year.
hand, being a fan of a mid NFL team
Sucks. Worst.
is the most infuriating experience in the world. I would rather be a fan of a tanking team than I would be a fan of a mid team.
It's fun to be. Well, I put this a little differently. You want to be a fan of an ascending team. So you can still be a little mid and you can still be ascending.
But you see, if you're a fan, yes, okay, that's fair. Um, At the
That's the
same
only thing I
time,
would add to it.
at the same time, I would rather be a team not tanking that like hopeless tanking, like not the Panthers. I wouldn't want to be a Panthers fan. But like a team, what's a team that has like no expectations that's going to be drafting a quarterback high next year?
Titans.
Titans?
I would.
Maybe Titans.
The memes are fun, but I don't think I'd want to be a Titans fan right now.
That's true. Okay. I'll say that. Okay, I'll just reach into personal experience then. So in 2019, I wanted the Bengals to tank for Tua. They did tank, not for
Uh,
Tua, for Joe Burrow, which worked out much better than Tua. So they beat me on that eval. But anyways,
at first, you converted. You converted.
I converted. I converted about November. I
I
converted
remember
early
asking you when
November.
there was that. I forget who it was between, but we were saying it was the Super Tua Bowl. It was like you're like, I was like, "Hey, Bo, you excited for the Super Tua Bowl?" It was like, and you're like, "Hell no, I'm excited for the Super Burrow Bowl." I was like,
Yeah, that's
"Damn,
true. The Super Bowl Bowl. That's right. I think I converted right around November. I
yeah,
think I converted like right before the Bama LSU game. And then Joe Burrow played fantastic in that game, and I was like, "Yep, I was right."
yeah, yeah."
Um,
Who
and
was the
now
Super Burrow Bowl against?
their NFL careers have proven that I was right too.
Who was
So
the Super Burrow Bowl against?
it was against the
It was
Dolphins,
against the
I think.
Dolphins. Okay.
Yeah, there was a Week 16 game that went to OT that it was best game of Andy Dalton's life. He was fighting to keep his job, man.
He
He
was.
almost did it, but the Dolphins won in OTs. Um, thank you, Brian Flores. But anyways, that season when the Bengals were 2-14, the only game all season I got upset by actually was that exact game. So it's funny that we talk about that. That exact game was the only one I got upset by, and it was only because they almost won that I got
Mm,
upset. So being a fan of a tanking team versus being a fan of the 2024 Cincinnati Bengals is I would rather be a fan of the tanking team. I'm not gonna lie.
interesting.
Yeah, I would
Interesting.
be. Just because and not necessarily from a hope standpoint, from a blood pressure standpoint
Yes.
primarily.
Yes.
Because honestly, because that team, I could like go and do like we could do our intramural flag football on Sunday mornings, like during
Oh,
Bengals
yes.
games, and I would skip it and I would not care. I would check the score later, be like, oh, we lost 27-17 to the 5-11 Jacksonville Jaguars. Oh well. Meanwhile, if that happened this year, I would probably be throwing shit through a wall. So
Mm,
it's like, that's my only stance on that. Obviously, you want to root for a powerhouse team, um, in both cases. But I feel like in college, if your team is bad and they're stuck being bad, they're just going to be stuck being bad. So there's no real hope. With the NFL, because of the way the roster turnover works, like I would rather just tank and try again next year and try to hit a hard reset
yeah.
if you're not going to be dominant. But if you're a fan of just a putrid college team, like if I was a Kennesaw State fan right now,
Hey,
they weren't even good.
Kennesaw State was damn good in the FCS.
Yeah, I bet it's going to take them a while to adjust. I don't think they're
I
going to
don't
be
know. We
JMU.
said Sam Houston sucked so bad last year. Now they're doing pretty damn good.
That is true. That is true. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Anyways, maybe that's a bad example. Kent State. How about that? If I was a Kent
Oh,
State
yes,
fan,
that's a bad one. That's a bad one.
I don't think I'd want. I just wouldn't even be paying attention to college football. Period.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be a college football fan.
You'd be a fan of the team
Actually,
you in the city you grew
actually,
up in.
it's infuriating in college football. The most infuriating is when you're a fan of a really good team, and they just have one random loss somewhere in there.
Mm.
Which is funny too, because like in the NFL, obviously, if you're a fan of a really good team, you don't want to ever lose, but
But it's gonna
it's the
happen.
NFL. You're gonna probably lose 3 or 4 games, even if
Yeah.
you're a fan of an elite team. In college, if you lose a single game, we're talking about this before the pod started, actually. If you could in the past, you lose a single game and your
Season
national
over.
championship hopes are over. It's not that way anymore. It's not.
Which
Thank you.
honestly, yeah, it's not what college football has always been, but I think it's good for the sport. I do think it's good for the
I think
sport.
it makes it feel more professionalized. It also makes it feel more college basketball, where it's like I don't know. I feel like
Doesn't matter to the tournament.
expanding the playoff makes it feel more like a bracket. And who doesn't love March Madness, man?
Who doesn't?
So I don't know. That's just me. Having a 4 week playoff instead of like a 1 week playoff will be kind of weird.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Oh yeah.
but
I think the teams that have to play more games are just gonna suck.
yeah,
Like buys are just gonna have be a huge factor, man.
right. I mean, and that's the
But
thing too.
speaking
Like
of hoops,
the
though,
oh, go
sorry,
ahead.
go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say this, and I was thinking about this recently. Like, if you don't win your conference, and we were discussing like, hey, would you rather be a 5 seed or a 4 seed? And
Five
like
seed.
the 5 seeds got well, yeah, but in this like the 5 seeds got the best path in the whole tournament, and like to an extent, I
Wait, no,
get
five
that.
seed or 1 seed.
Oh yeah,
That's
one the 1 seed, yeah.
wait, no. What's the
Um,
question? Then? Because isn't five play four? So like,
5 does play 4, yeah.
you'd want to be the 4 seed then. I think it's like five versus like I don't know. I don't know. Never
Yeah,
mind.
I don't remember what the debate was, but anyways, but I think where I push back on that a little, and I agreed with whoever was saying that, like, oh yeah, the 5 seed's the best spot in the whole thing. And I agreed until I thought about it a little bit more, and I'm like, winning 4 games, only having to win 3 games versus having to win 4 games, like it doesn't sound like a big deal, but it is.
It's a
It
damn big.
definitely
I mean,
is.
just in like extra game means more injuries. You know.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
Uh, yeah. I think the the buys are just gonna be so huge. I think it was a mistake to do 12. I was always saying eight. Eight was the number I always wanted.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But oh
Extra week of
well.
rest and
It
prep.
does. Hey, you know what? One of the benefits of going to 12 though is on campus playoff games, and those will be fun.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah. So, um, but anyways,
And you protect the New Year's Six basically, but kind of you may but basically protect it, especially moving the semis to still being in New Year's Six, just
yeah.
a week later.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. So, anyways, talking college football, or you were gonna say something about hoops? Sorry.
I think high school hoops will be pretty good this year.
Maybe we'll
Well,
see.
not pretty good, but better than last year for sure.
Zona hoops will be good.
Who cares?
I care because
I'm just messing with you.
I've adopted them as my college basketball team until the Huskies are half decent.
I think they'll
Um,
be half decent. I think they'll be more than half decent this year. I think tournament will be tough, but I think they got a lot of interesting players.
I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll find out.
I'm so excited to watch
Oh,
Great
speaking of
Mercy.
zone, actually, I'll talk about that later.
I'm excited to watch Great Mercy
Let's
Bowl.
just say I'm going to be watching a potential future first overall pick this Saturday.
Ah, cool.
So we'll talk about that when we get to that.
You need
But
to do a
anyways,
short. You need to do a short recording
it
there.
was short from from the game. Maybe we'll
What's
see.
the name
We'll
of the
see.
stadium?
What? I feel like I shouldn't. I feel like it's just Arizona
I
Stadium.
think you're right.
Hold on. Arizona Football State. I'm pretty sure it's just Arizona. Yeah, it's just called Arizona Stadium.
Rusty Stadium, Arizona Stadium, not bad.
Look at that. It's a nice shot of it, actually. Look at that with the mountains in the background. I love
That is a nice
Tucson, man.
shot. Right on
I love
campus.
Tucson. It's very picturesque. Yeah, it's a nice campus too.
Imagine, I wonder, imagine those dorms right next to the bleachers.
Oh, that'd be so sick, actually. Imagine you're not a football fan and you're in one of those
Oh,
dorms and it's a Saturday night in fall and you're studying for midterms and you're just like wanting to shoot someone. Um, I shouldn't joke about that actually, given recent events. But anyways,
is there a shooting?
it was a few weekends ago, and it wasn't like it was like an isolated incident, but it still
Still
wasn't
scary.
good because
Still
people did
scary.
die.
Yeah.
So, um, anyways, getting into it though, this past weekend, it was crazy, man.
Yeah, it was.
There's a lot of big games. There was a lot of big games. There's a lot of ranked versus ranked games. There's a lot of almost upsets. There were a lot of actual upset.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
couple.
there were actual upsets thrown in there too. So, and we're gonna talk about all of them. Well, not every single game. We're not gonna talk about Coastal Carolina, JMU that much.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We will be talking about FI. I'm just kidding. We're not gonna talk about FIU Liberty.
What about Utah, Arizona State?
We will talk about Utah, Arizona State, because I gotta say they rushed Cam Rising back way too fast. He looked
No, it
bad.
was he hurt his ankle though. That's the thing. In game.
He hurt it in game. He looked crappy before the game.
They said he hurt it in game.
Oh well, that's an excuse. I'm sorry. He looked like shit from the moment he tried to throw a football on Friday
Cam
night.
Rising put the fries in the bag.
Yeah, no, he's done. I love. I think you sent it. Was it you who sent it, or did
Yeah,
I see it on Twitter? Who it was?
I sent it.
Cam Cam Rising's coming back for an eighth year. Oh no! I think I saw Cam Rising coming back for an eighth year, but then there's like a something of like Scott Satterfeld who's walking off the field at Cincinnati. And the fans are heckling him because he just lost. And he looks up and he's like, "Get a job, get a job." Which heckling fans, that's always a good idea. Shout out Nick Sirianni.
He's gonna need to get one soon.
But what made me laugh is like it just cuts straight to that, and it's like Cam Rising eligible to return for an eighth year of college football. Get a job, get a job.
People are like posting LinkedIn jerseys.
Bro, Cam Rising, you just gotta hang it up, man. If the NFL ain't come calling yet, they're not gonna come calling when you're 27, bro. It just ain't gonna
You're gonna be
happen.
talking to Doctor Rising soon, my friend.
I know, right? Honestly. Oh, well, let's see. 8 years. Say he came out when he was 20. Say he started college when he was 18, like the average age is. 8 years of college football, bro. He'd be entering the draft at 26 years old. Cam Whedon Rising? Are we calling him that?
Wheaton was later, wasn't he?
He was later. He was 28, but still.
Yeah,
But that's because he went and played baseball for a while. Cam
true.
Rising is because he
He's been in
just
college the whole time.
he just keeps stringing along those eligibility years. So, um, yeah, that's ASU though. Hey man, shout
I
out Cam
called it. I
Scatabo,
said. I
man.
said they. I said they
Scataboo,
went outright.
sorry. Yeah, no, they did. They pulled it out. Scataboo played good. It's Scataboo, by the way. The broadcast made sure to emphasize that, so I'll be emphasizing going forward myself. Who surprised me? Sam Levitt made some good plays in this game for ASU too. He's not a bad QB for him.
Dilly's not a bad coach, man. He can scheme
No,
it up.
no, I don't think he's ever been a bad coach. He
No.
was just had a shitty hand to work with last year.
Oh yeah.
Um,
He got us on the ropes, man.
5-1, bro. They're one game away from bowl eligibility, and I see at least two wins on the schedule.
Oh yeah, I see. I see, definitely see at least two.
Yeah,
Not maybe at least three.
probably four. Probably four, honestly, if I'm being real.
Damn, if they
Hate to
beat
say
if they beat
hate to say
Zona,
it, but probably four.
if they beat Zona in the year that Zona was like CFP level, it's like, jeez.
Yeah, Brennan got to go. Brennan got to go. The
Uh,
fans have turned against him. Every U of A fan I talked to has turned against Brennan already.
I never thought he was a bad coach, but damn, he really let me down.
I think
I
he's
thought he
just
was a
in over
solid
his head.
coach.
He's just in over his head. They should have tried to poach from another power school, man. Should have tried to poach from another power
I
school.
mean, the pieces were in place for it being a pretty attractive destination. They just took
Yeah,
him because he
I
was
think
an
I think they
alum.
rushed into it. I think they rushed into like, oh, let's grab a group of five coach, and
Who was an alum?
he was an alum, yes, but I think they could have gotten a power coach if they really wanted it, and they just settled.
Who
And
would have
part
been
of
a
that
good
is the
one?
financial situation the university is in.
Oh yeah, I mean that's why
Um,
Jed left.
no, it is exactly. Um, but it's tough. It's tough when sometimes the cards just don't stack in your favor. But I feel like if they'd been patient, they would have been able to find something
Who would have
better.
been a good hire?
Trying to think, is there anyone who like no?
Who's
Trying to
looking like a
think.
pretty good coach in the Big 12 right now?
Who's that?
Lonnie Satake.
Yeah, but I don't think Sataki would leave BYU for Zona.
No. We thinking like a ACC guy. So
Mm, Troy Taylor. Nah. Honestly, even like a shit, I'm blanking on his name. Cal guy.
Wilcox.
Wilcox. I think
Uh,
Wilcox would have been better than Brandon.
I
You don't think so?
guess. I'm never super high on Wilcox personally.
Pickard.
Oh, honestly, oh man, Fafita and T Mac with Arbuckle. Oh, that would have been fun to see. Except that's just total air raid, and I don't know if Fafita's good in an air raid. I think he works best under center.
I'm just looking at the ranked teams right now, seeing if they would have been able to poach any of these dudes. Who's Louisville's coach again?
Rome, that's his alma mater.
Oh, yeah. Nah, they wouldn't have been able to get him. Never mind.
I think Dicker with Arbuckle would have been pretty
Actually,
fun.
straight up, okay, this is gonna sound crazy. They should have tried to get Cliff Kingsbury.
Oh, that's a fun one. That's a
I
fun
agree.
one.
That might, and you know what? The way that Washington's offense is playing, I think he might be an NFL head coach again sooner than we think.
Yeah, you're not wrong, man. They're playing pretty damn well.
So they might have, honestly, maybe Kingsbury
I
should
mean,
have
but
been
that's
back.
very hindsight stuff because we would have
Oh
laughed
no,
if they had.
absolutely, absolutely. Kingsbury was a no persona non grata, especially in the state of Arizona
Yeah.
this time last year. But like, man, I don't know, man. In hindsight 2020, Kingsbury would have been a good hire for
Oh
that
yeah.
program.
I honestly
Um,
can't think of a great name in the Power Five that would have taken that job.
yeah, maybe not, maybe not. Maybe
You know who they should have no, that probably wouldn't have worked in. I was thinking maybe Odom and Marion, but I don't think
mm,
Fafita works for the Go Go.
that was not bad though, honestly. That would have been better than Brennan.
I think they got to be moving up after this year, man.
Yeah.
I think UCLA should have hired Odom and Marion.
Oh,
I think the Go
absolutely.
Go will work quite well in the Big Ten.
And I don't mean this is any disrespect to Deshaun Foster. Obviously, this is his first head coaching gig. He might turn around there, but that always just felt like a settle hire.
It felt like I don't think elevating coordinators works that well in college football, even though it's like, oh, the whole locker room wants that. It's like, no, you can't do that. But the whole
Yeah.
locker room wanted Shep to be head coach. And right now, I don't think that would have been a good decision. I think Shep will eventually be the head coach of the Washington Huskies, but I don't think he was ready yet. I think he's not ready after this year either. But supposedly the team wanted Shep, just like Marcus Freeman. I don't know. It was kind of done in the same way. He's been all right, I guess.
You know what? I'm all in on this. Sorry to change the subject back. I'm all in on this. The Arizona Wildcats should find a way to hire Cliff Kingsbury to be the head coach next year. Do it. Do it.
I
I'm
don't
all
think
in.
I don't think Brandon's recruiting particularly bad, but I
He's
don't.
not. No, he's not. I mean, let's see. Let's check. U of A recruiting ratings. U of A. Oop, hold on. UA commits 2024. Let's see. Oh wait, UA. That doesn't general that doesn't narrow it down.
Arizona.
On three knew what I was talking about.
Oh,
That's
nice.
good. At least on three knew what I was talking about. Arizona commits. Let's see. I'm so used to typing in UW and it knows what I'm talking about.
Yep,
This
you're
is
in a
not
tricky
one.
spot
Okay,
right
never mind.
now.
Okay, 247's not gonna want to know what I'm talking about, so I'm just gonna go
And that's
there.
last year too.
Yeah, and that's true. This I'm looking for 2025 commits. Teams Big 12 Arizona. Let's see. I mean 49th in the country. Yeah, I don't know. That's about what I expect from them.
I
Not
don't
great, but
think
not terrible.
I don't think Jed will have them, or no, I don't think Brennan will have them where Jed got them.
Let's see. Where were they at under Jed in 24? Actually, 24 is not a good example because most of those guys ended up bouncing. Yeah, 48 and 24. But a lot of those guys, that's because a lot of those guys bounced. 23. What were they at 23? 51. Dang. 51, 22.
I mean, yeah, when you get to 21, we all know what that is.
Right, exactly. 22. Yeah, 22,
Ooh,
there's 25. So, and that was kind of like a foundational roster for them.
they
So,
got a 97 composite, man. That's impressive.
yeah. And then 21. But then and then this was Jet at 75. So, this was
I
Jet at this
I
point.
don't think they'll get to where Jed had them in under Brennan, but I think they'll be fine. It's not going to be like it was under blanking on his name,
Oh, the old Sumlin.
Sumlin. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
that
going
was
to be like
rough.
that. That was
It's not
pretty
gonna
rough.
be that bad just
No,
because the talent's
they'll be
there.
like
But
a
like,
7-win team.
yeah, I mean they'll be fine. I mean that's what they're tracking for. But like, I don't know.
That's what Arizona is.
Right, but I feel like with the move to the Big 12, and again, the Big 12 not being great, like there's only two ranked teams in the whole conference right now. There was a, is that right? BYU and Kansas
K
State. Are there
State,
any others? Yeah,
Iowa
those are the only
State,
two. Oh, duh. The team that's literally in first in the conference right now, Iowa State. Yeah, so three
top
ranked
10
teams,
Iowa State Cyclones. Can't forget about them, man.
3 out of 16 ranked teams. Um, there's no reason the Arizona Wildcats should not be able to compete in that. I know
No,
that's not
no,
like a
they
big
shouldn't.
time program, but they should be able to,
All right, I
honestly.
don't want you there, little girl. You're gonna get yourself in trouble.
We need Cliff Kingsbury in Tucson. I'll rest my case. And
I
you know
mean,
what? We have nice houses down here too. He can have his little Arizona modern desert
James
mansion
Bond.
again. James Bond mansion, yeah. James Bond mansion in the middle of the desert. He can have it here too. Um, so I
We
know we
talked
just went
about that
on.
draft so much. We don't even
I know
talk about
that
it
was
right
such a
now.
fun draft,
It's
man.
an awesome
I
draft.
just like how we went on a U of A tangent because we're talking about ASU. That's how
I mean,
little brother the
they
Sun
gotta
Devils are.
fire Dino. They gotta fire
Oh, they
Dino.
absolutely. There's no, yeah, they need to. That's how little brother the Sun Devils are, though. We're talking about them actually being successful, and it turned into a conversation about U of A. Ha. Anyways, Northwestern Maryland did not watch this game, and it looks like there was no reason to.
Northwestern's defense is good. I mean, Northwestern put up points, man. It's like,
Yeah.
damn, you
Is
guys, they
is
looked
UNLV
horrible.
contractually obligated to only score to only play on Fridays?
I don't
I
know,
feel like
but
I only see them play on Fridays.
Timber. He's locked up or
Um,
something. Uh, I mean, they're ballers, man. I was watching this game. I was watching all three Friday games. They were good games.
yeah.
Well, no, maybe. Well, I enjoyed watching them, but it was like Utah State quarterback. Oh, look who's on my lap. Look who just snuggled up on my lap.
Aw.
What you trying to do? Um, they're like Utah State's quarterback just set the record for most completions in a game. They're like down like 42-14. It's like, yeah, of course he did.
Yeah, they've been trying to come back. That's how it works. So
All right, I think I'm gonna take a little break and put this little girl to bed. I'll be
all
right back.
good. All good. I'll start introing for the good folks. The Saturday games was started with the Red River Showdown. Is that what's called the Showdown? Red River Shootout. Red River Rivalry. Jeez, I'm all over the place. Sorry. The Red River Rivalry. Okay, I got it. Texas OU. I was the only one correctly predict that Texas would win in a blowout. They did. 34-3. Wasn't even close. OU no longer ranks, nor should they have been. They're a really, really bad football team. Texas, on the other hand, is a very good football team. And you know, funny thing about this one, Texas kind of played with their food a little bit too. They could have won by much more. Um, they played slow in the first quarter. They got it going. They got it rolling. They won when they needed to. Credit where credit's due there. Um, but they came out on top comfortably, might I add. This was rough. And you know what's funny? I don't feel like OU ever wins this game in a blowout. And the reason I felt good about picking Texas is because when Texas wins, they usually win comfortably, but OU will usually win the close ones, I feel like. That's not always true. Obviously, there's exceptions. I remember the Cameron Dicker kick from 2018, for example. It's a big one. But Texas usually, or not Texas usually comes out on top. But when Texas wins, um,
She
They've
jumped
won
right
in
to her little
blowouts a few
spot.
times. There you go.
I
I
could
was
tell she was getting a little, she was getting a little squirrely.
I was talking about the Red River rivalry a little bit. Hey, I said it right that time. The Red River rivalry a little bit and
Nice.
how I nailed this game because I've watched Texas OU every single year for the past at least 10 years, at least. And I know when Texas wins, not always, but more often than not, when Texas wins, they win in a blowout. When OU wins, they win in like a super close game. So
Mm.
if a game is tracking to be close, OU's gonna win.
What about
If the
2021?
2021, that was okay. OU didn't win in a blowout though.
But
They had to
Texas
come
was
back and
blowing
win
them
it.
out.
Oh well, yeah, but I mean, I'm
It
just,
was tracking as a Texas blowout.
but it didn't end up that way.
Uh,
So, anyways, but no, you're
them
right. You.
them stabbing a Baker Mayfield jersey. They're
That was
still on
crazy.
about that.
That was crazy. Um,
That tells you how
so
good
yeah,
Baker was in college. It was fun to watch in college, man.
he was, man. Hey, he's fun to watch in the pros too.
Yeah, yeah. He's got swagger.
Yeah.
I like that in a quarterback. But yeah,
Uh,
OU's defense is still good, but like they just had no support from the offense, so that's just
their
bound to
offense
happen.
is garbage. I cannot believe that. I know they wanted to go away from Jackson Arnold. I know he was playing well. There's no worse. No way he's worse than Hawkins, man.
No,
Hawkins was horrible.
no. All I could do was run, and they ran dart a bunch, and then they started like doing like a slow developing boot run alpha dart. They just sniffed that out every time. It's like
Hmm.
I know you're veer and shoot, but you can do a little more than dart. I know you guys love dart. I don't love dart. I like my counters to be quick hitters,
Hmm.
but not to the point of the Lincoln Riley counters where he'll the reason why Lincoln Riley counters sometimes go for huge losses is they eliminated the counter step for the sake of efficiency. Well, if counter's your base run and you're not going to have the counter step, a crashing end's going to get there. He's just not going to be baited at all. Just
Right.
I got an issue with those Oklahoma offenses, man. I got an issue.
Oh man, Venables, man. He's the opposite of Lincoln Riley, man. He just
He
can
is.
never have a good offense.
He is. Their offense was pretty decent last year under Lib.
That's true. That's true. It wasn't that bad. But part of that was because their quarterback, Dylan Gabriel. How's that for a segue? There we
I
go.
wanted to say one more thing though.
Okay,
Is
fine, go
like
ahead.
it was one of those classics. Defenses do everything they can, but it came to a point where they just didn't have the offensive support to keep that going.
Right. Precisely. I couldn't agree more. This game, Ohio State, Oregon.
Travel, man. Ohio State blew
Travel.
that game. Weird
They
game.
absolutely did. They were already in field goal range. They were already in comfortable field goal range. I know they want to get closer, but and I know you don't want to pull a Zach Taylor, but man, just run the ball. Just run the ball. You're on the Oregon 28. Not saying it's a gimme field goal, but Oregon's run defense isn't good. Oregon's run defense had been good in this game, but as a whole this season, they haven't been good.
The whole game plan for Kelly just confused me. It was all perimeter throws, and they have such
Yeah,
good receivers. You got to make more of them, man.
I don't know. I getting the OPI there was so big.
That was such a
Obvious,
ticky tack OPI.
and it was too, and I don't disagree, but it's just like why even put yourself in that possibility situation? And then Will Howard sliding a half a second too late. If
I
he'd
was watching with friend of the
slid
pod,
half a
Marcelo,
second earlier, he'd been fine.
and we were like, and they panned to Geno Smith on that last drive, and we were like, well, Ohio State's not winning. Because I didn't know that Jeremiah Smith was Geno's cousin. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Oh wow, that's crazy. I
Bunch
didn't
of
know that
Seahawks was
either.
there. You had Geno, JSN, Jonathan Hankins was there.
I
Bunch of
figured.
Seahawks were there.
JSN being there makes sense.
Yeah. Um, Ohio State blew it, man. They blew it. And then Dan Lanning getting a rule changed.
Yeah, right. No, honestly. Hey man, I mean, as much as I think it's kind of skeevy, I gotta give
It's
him
the rules.
credit. He knew the rule and he took advantage of it.
Yeah, no, you gotta, I still think Ohio State would beat them at a neutral field.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And I have a feeling this won't. I mean, they're gonna play each other probably in the Big Ten
Yeah,
championship again. So we'll see a neutral site that's in Indianapolis. So hardly even neutral because
yeah,
the
that
trip
is
from
true.
Columbus to Indy is not far.
Is that a bus
Um,
ride?
yeah, because well, so and I know it's not exactly the same, but Cincinnati, when they usually go to play in Indy, they usually take a bus.
Yeah,
They're
interesting.
closer to Indy than they are to Cleveland.
Interesting. Interesting. I
So
never would have thought that. Yeah, man. Just Ohio State played a crap game. They really did.
yeah, they did.
The
They play. I mean,
onside
they
kick
played their D
stuff.
game, honestly.
They really did. They really did. And people were like, "Oh my gosh, Oregon's doing so good because of this win." It's like, I really think a big win or a big loss doesn't do a huge impact on recruiting because for the most part, players are already sold on the vision and they're sold on the bag. And
Hmm.
unless you have a catastrophic season like FSU is having, that does matter. But like something like that's not going to make a commit go like, oh my gosh, I need to go to Oregon now.
Hmm.
Because guess what? Oregon could already get anybody they wanted.
That's true. That is true because I could just give them all the money they wanted.
Yep.
Um,
Judd said it precisely. Those are 220 million rosters.
right. Next up, another dandy of a game though. Penn State. You unless you had any more thoughts on this one.
No. I
Okay.
still don't believe in that. I still have absolutely no worries that the Ducks are going to win Natty this year.
Oh, me neither. Me neither. I still don't believe in Dalen Gabriel, and,
Me
and that's
neither.
not even me saying played bad in this game. He didn't. He played a good game. Um, but I still don't believe in him long
No,
term.
I don't either. I don't either.
Um, Penn State SC, dandy of a
Tyler
game here.
Warren. Ooh,
Tyler Warren, what a game, man.
dude,
And you know what? And you know
this tight
what?
end class, really good.
Yeah. And you know, I got to give my flowers to a guy that I've consistently given flowers to actually, but has not gotten a lot of love. Drew Aller played a good game in this one. I know USC is not great on defense, but he played a great game. He
He
led a
did.
comeback that I don't think a lot of people thought he was capable of leading. On the road, cross country. I mean, it doesn't get much further from
Nope.
college or University Park, Pennsylvania to Los Angeles, California. You don't get much further than that. Um, he played a good game in this one.
He did.
Looked decisive, especially in the comeback, especially when he had to lead some of those clutch third downs. Like, man, he did what he needed to do.
Colton Nicky is
James,
that guy.
yeah. James Franklin almost blew it. I don't know about James Franklin, but with
James
the run
Franklin, you
playing super
are a
conservative in
Florida
OT.
Gator.
Played super conservative in
Oh yeah.
OT, almost blew it, but the kicker just snuck it in. So, Lincoln Riley though,
5-8.
that's rough.
Jen Cohen's gonna have to make a decision. I
That'd be
bet you
crazy
when
if
she
Lincoln
took the
Riley gets
USC
fired at
job,
SC.
I bet you there's no what happens this year. But like, damn,
No, and SC's not even a bad team. Like they're what? It's their third loss this year.
yeah,
The Minnesota loss is rough, but I don't think you can get too mad about Michigan on the road or this one,
no,
honestly.
they're still soft though, just like what happened in OT for those receivers. Yeah, they were probably
Hmm.
PI, but you got to be stronger.
Right.
When you look at Penn State's O line, you see those centers and guards with those big old bases, big legs, big old butts. That's something we never really had with Huff, because Huff, and you can speak to this as well, was someone who believed in having four tackles in the O line because tackles are valuable, and if one gets hurt, you slide out of guard. And it's something that really worked in the Pac-12. That was a really good way to run
Four
your O line in the
tackles and
Pac-12.
Parker Brailsford.
I think Parker Brailsford was a bit of an exception. They had some pretty big centers.
That's
Parker
true. That's
Brailsford was
true.
an exception just because he was so damn good.
Right.
And um uh I think Jed is someone who is, especially when you're looking at the guys he's recruiting, especially at the interior line, he's getting those guys, those
Mhm.
big old bases. I mean, you saw it at Arizona, right? Who were their two
Mhm.
guards last year? Wando Moe and Jonas Inea, who were
Mhm.
monsters. And that's what you need in the Big Ten. And I'm excited to be getting to those kinds of guys.
Speaking of Scott Huff, and maybe this is a conversation more so for the NFL pod, but I might as well bring it up now. Is he going to be one and done with how bad the Seahawks O line is?
No, it's not his fault. They were. It's not his fault. He got scraps, man. He got freaking scraps. Charles
Well, he'll
Cross and a
have.
bunch of
Well, if they do keep him around, he'll probably have a chance at a first round pick next year.
yeah, yeah, and a second probably.
And second, yeah. So
Um, yeah, no, I mean, did you see that video of like someone like are Stone Forsythe and Anthony Bradford double agents? Did you see that video? I don't think Scott Hoff is one and done. I don't think it's his fault. I think the I mean
I
I think
mean,
there's a reason that they were talking about picking JC Latham at 16.
right, right. Um, let's
Can you attribute to
see.
that? Did you work tight ends though? So you put a
Yeah.
little close. Can you test to that fact?
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, yeah, that's a big part of it. I mean, size was always something you wanted to look at, especially height. Not massive guys. Like, I mean, outside of like, not to say we ever recruited not big tackles, but I mean, we weren't recruiting Joe Alt typically. Granted, Joe Alt was typically not wanting to come to UW. So that's a different conversation to have.
I mean, we did
I would
take tall. We took
I
boys.
would attest overall to that though.
I'm more
We
so talking
needed
about
guys
the
that can move. We
yes,
didn't like guys that couldn't move in space. That was one thing
yes,
I'll definitely
yes,
say.
yes, and that typically means leaner, you know.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, hey, Savannah and Moe were pretty damn good. Got coached up to be pretty damn good movers. I think a decent part of being a good mover is coaching. I really do. As someone who played in the trenches, I think there's so much importance in coaching good footwork.
Mhm.
And yeah, there can be dudes who are just have absolute cement shoes like Will Rogers, you know, but uh I think you can, especially if like, you know, if you're running a trap, you can get most about anybody to do that. Like Mikey Potty was insane on traps, and that was a big dude.
Mhm. No, I agree with that.
I mean, it was a strategy that worked quite well. You know, he was a great online coach. It's just, yeah, different league. You got to adapt a little bit, you know. Um,
Right.
I mean, who do you remember who our guards were in 21 and 22?
Two. I honestly don't. I forgot.
Jackson Kirkland and Henry Bainivalu, two tackles.
Oh gosh, yeah, you're right. They were our guards, weren't they? I forgot all about that. Yeah,
And they were quite big guys. They were just tackles.
right.
That O line was better than the 23 O line that won the more, in my opinion.
That O line was good, man. That O line was very, very good and very consistent too for the whole season, which is obviously what you like to see.
And then you had Corey Luciano at center.
Hey man, he got picked up by as an
Hey, he
undrafted
played.
free agent,
I
man.
remember when like someone like tweeted after that 22 Oregon game. It's like at Taki Taimani, how did Luciano's balls taste in your mouth when he like pancaked them or something?
Oh man, I could tell
Hey,
some Corey Luciano stories that will not go on the pod, but I could tell you them someday
I
off
want
the
to hear him. I
record.
want to hear him.
Yeah, yeah. If I ask after the pod, but I'll just say Corey Luciano's a character, man.
Oh yeah,
Um. Anyways,
he was a baller.
yeah, he was good. He was good, especially in that
He
22
he had to
season.
wait his turn too.
He
Just a lot of
did. Dude,
rookies
they
ahead of him.
converted him to tight end, and then they converted him back.
Damn,
That's how much. He went through two different position changes in his time with
that's a
us.
lot of. I want to see his stretch marks. Jeez,
Yeah, right. Um, let's see where we at. Oh yeah, Mississippi State, Georgia. Here we go.
Georgia
Moving forward
fraud
along,
alert. Jesus.
especially that defense, man. It's rough. Giving up 31 to Mississippi State. I mean, had Mississippi State kind of close to 31 all season before this game? Let's see. Oh, never mind. They put up 56 on Eastern Kentucky, 23 on ASU, 17 on Toledo, 28 on Florida, 13 on Tech. Yeah, that's not great. That's not great.
And then Kirby Smart
Georgia.
shoving the Georgia or the Mississippi State quarterback.
What's that?
Kirby Smart shoving the Mississippi State player.
Oh, I missed that. I didn't see
He
that. Oh,
shoved the
dang.
Mississippi State player on the sideline. Yeah, they might
Oh,
have
that's
been their
not a good look.
quarterback.
That's not a good look.
Nope.
Yikes. Yeah, Georgia very much on fraud alert. Not the time
Speaking
to
of
do it
fraud
either.
alert, speaking of fraud
Considering
alert,
Texas. Oh, Kalen DeFraud. Yes. How
No,
could we forget this?
oh Jesus, man. South Carolina blew it.
They should have. Dude, I was so mad at
They had
freaking
two chances to
Harbor.
win that.
Well, they totally mishandled that freaking after the onside kick.
Oh yeah,
Butchered that drive. Horrible. They had 30 seconds to get 20 yards and they got
15,
2. 15 would have gotten them to like the 35. That would have been a deep field goal. 20, you feel more comfortable. But
and they
still.
botched the 2 point too,
And they botched a 2-pointer. That's right. But
and they missed a kick too.
and they missed a kick. You're right. Point being, man, how
Amazon
do you
fraud
not
watch.
get out of that with the win? And also, Nick Harbor, why are you backpedaling at half speed on a Hail Mary and
Yep.
just letting Malachi, or not Malachi anymore, Damani Jackson just pick it off?
Remember when we thought Nick Harbor was a defensive end?
Hey man, Nick Harbor was good in
He
that
was
game.
awesome. He was awesome.
He was good. I mean, he had the one time he had the touchdown that should have been
Tied it.
the tying touchdown, but so it'll be.
Jeremy almost blew it by not sliding too.
He did. He did. Um,
But hey, Bama fans just hated DeBoer for smiling after that game. Nick Saban down 20, up 28 in the Natty versus DeBoer barely beating South
Winning by
Carolina.
2 against a 3-3 South Carolina team after losing to Vandy last week. Yeah,
Ooh,
no.
Billy.
Another defraud, Tennessee, man.
Jesus,
Which
man. I
hurts
thought
to
you'd be
say because I
good.
like Tennessee. I was
I liked
waiting to
them.
put them on fraud watch, and now I can't help but do it because they've earned their spot there.
They have.
Miami. Yeah, it's a few rough weeks in a row, and this one was back at home. Not a good time for them either. I mean, two frauds playing each other this weekend because we got Bama, Tennessee. We got the third Saturday in
Fraud
October
Bowl.
coming up. Only one team is going to walk out of there with only one loss. It's in Knoxville though. It's in Knoxville.
Rocky Top.
Rocky Top.
I love their fight song, man. I want to go to that UW game at Tennessee, but I'm pretty sure it's going to get canceled.
Ole Miss, LSU.
Well, just one last thing,
Oh,
though.
sorry. Go ahead. Yeah,
Maybe Billy holds his job. Maybe Billy keeps his job. He
maybe
shouldn't.
he should
Maybe
not
this
now.
brutal schedule gives him some leeway.
Yeah. Ole Miss,
That
LSU.
was a fun one, man.
Yeah, well, this is a great game. LSU literally was down the entire game, and they won. Or no, down or tied. Obviously, they weren't down the whole entire game, but what they tied it with like how much time left? Like
Very,
no, how much was it? I remember they tied with like barely any time left, but before that, they had literally not at any point held the lead. Their only lead the entire game their only lead the entire game was the final score.
that was crazy, man. And then Lacey and
27 seconds. I knew it was inside 30 seconds. I knew it was.
Kyron Lacey in the locker room after. You see that video?
No, I didn't actually.
Him and a bunch of LSU players were like shooting, acting like they're shooting guns into the camera.
Of course they were. Yeah, man. Jeez. LSU, Ole Miss. That's rough. That's a rough look for Kiff, man.
He's thinking about Florida.
Maybe. Clemson took care of business against Wake Forest. Not much to say there. Notre Dame did the same against Stanford. Although Benjamin Morrison now out for the season, so that's rough. Early indications are he's not coming out. Early indications are he's coming back next year.
Who is?
Benjamin Morrison, the corner.
Okay,
He's
yeah,
currently
really.
CB3 on the consensus board.
That's surprising.
Yeah, that's early indications. He could change his mind, but early indications say
One
he's
thing I
coming back.
forgot to say about the Red River,
Yeah.
we bring the boom.
Oh yeah, Quinn Ewers doing the oh that's awesome.
And Big AJ shouted him out on Instagram.
Oh, that's fantastic. Um
Like he
some of
was
these game
mouthing it. He was mouthing it too.
oh that's fantastic. Oh Quinn Ewers, you just got bumped up a little
QB1,
bit.
baby.
QB1. Let's see. Iowa
I
State.
can't believe they've freaking taken over the world like this, man. They're a psyop.
It might be honestly, but I don't care because they're a legendary psyop. Um,
I accept this from my overlords. I accept this little treat.
Iowa State took care of business against West Virginia. BYU did the
Well, we
same
have
against
two number 11
Arizona.
teams.
Oh yeah, I think that's a glitch because
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think Notre Dame was number 11 last week.
There's
No, they
no.
were number 11 last week. Yeah, wait, we did have two number 11s last week. What the heck?
I think Notre Dame was 12. I'm certain that Iowa State was 11.
But these were last week's rankings.
I know. I'm certain Iowa State was last week's 11.
Oh, okay, I'll trust you on that. Actually, let's look. Teams rankings. Let's see here. Last week, here we go. Up two, and Notre Dame went down one. They're both number 11 last week. Here we go. Week eight.
Maybe they were
Week
tied.
No, I think they were tied, and that's why. Yeah, yeah, look at that. Two number 11s and three number 18s. Oh man, we got three number 18s and two number 11s. That's actually really hilarious. Wait, is that how it shows on the? Oh yeah, 18, 18 in Indiana.
They were on
Didn't
bye.
play. They're on a bye. Okay. Look at that. Indiana moved up two spots on their bye. Good for them. That's hilarious, actually. I didn't even notice that until just now. We had two number 11s last week. I didn't even realize. What if they played each other? Oh, that would have been
Oh,
sick.
that would have been awesome. I wish.
BYU handled Arizona. That
Oof,
was
oof.
not great. Not
BYU's
a
for
great
real,
look.
man. I was watching that last sequence when they're like in the end zone. That was ugly, man. That was
Yeah.
ugly. Feet got like
Um,
rocked, almost stepped out of bounds. There was a pick
yeah.
six.
Arizona's not looking hot right now. Which usually when I stop believing in them is when they win. So they'll beat Colorado this weekend now,
Hell yeah.
just because I said something. Boise State took care of business against
Only
Hawaii,
scored
barely covered.
28.
Only scored 28, and Ashton Jeanty only got 217 yards. What a letdown. The Hawaii test rocks us all. It's okay. Number 18, B, K-State. Great game against Colorado. We were
I remember
talking about
watching
this
that
one
shit.
live. We
I
were
watched
watching
this
or
one.
this one was happening while we were doing the NFL pod.
Oh, I remember Shadur like second and 20 something. After
Yeah.
a grounding, throws a touchdown. Then like Colorado gives up a big touchdown. It's like,
Yeah.
damn.
And then Colorado almost has the K-State starts driving to seal the game. Colorado almost gets a pick six. Guy trips on the like the 5 yard line.
Yeah.
But they still got a touchdown out of it, so it didn't hurt them. But then Colorado's defense just didn't show up, and Kansas State got those points right back. And then Colorado goes four and out, and it's game over at that point. So
Deep ball on fourth down. Dumb.
yeah, I do not like the deep ball and fourth down, man. Get the first. If you know
Especially in
you
college.
got four
In college,
downs.
you can scheme something up.
Anyways,
Mizzou whooping
Mizzou
UMass.
handles UMass, although again, not I know a 45-3 sounds comfortably. Mizzou fans were not thinking this game was comfortable. They were not happy with the performance. Let's see, what was it? I mean, they were up 24-3 at halftime and 145-3. I don't know what they're so upset about. The stats, I mean, they only had 39 yards. Their leading rusher had one carry for 30. Maybe that's why they're so upset. They're leading the leading rusher for UMass had one carry for 39 yards. They're like, damn it, we gave up a 39-yard carry. What the hell? Luther Burden being back is definitely helping.
Oh yeah.
I mean, shoot, I mean, what? They averaged 3 yards a carry. They averaged 5.7 yards per attempt. Their QBRs were bad. I mean, I don't know why are Mizzou fans so upset about this game? It looks like the defense and offense both played pretty good, honestly, if I'm being 100% real. Um,
We love a classic
Pitt,
ACC score 17-15.
yeah, Pitt pulls out the win by the skin of their teeth, beats Cal to remain undefeated.
50,
Illinois
50 to 49. Ooh, OT.
lock of the oh, I forgot to
The
mention your lock
mentor
of the
took
week
down the
lost.
master.
Forgot to
It's
mention your lock of
lost
the
a
week
lot,
lost.
man.
Your lock of the week's a curse, man. Where were we at? Sorry. Illinois, Purdue. Illinois almost blew it. They were down in this game too. They needed a comeback at the end there, and then they were able to win an OT because they went for two and got it. Imagine if they didn't get it. That'd be embarrassing.
You'd
Um,
made too many mistakes in Iowa. That's
oh,
just what happens.
absolutely. Just didn't
Uh,
play good.
Demond would have hit that flea flicker for a touchdown. Willow's got a noodle and cement shoes.
Yeah, I don't know. That game, I we talked about this a little bit on Saturday already with the NFL pod, but I don't really know what I'm taking away from that game right now. It
Game
happened,
is really
honestly.
banged up. I thought it
Yeah,
came at a good time.
yeah. All right, out of the ranked games, now looking at games that just have interesting or interest us.
Wisconsin whooping
Oh
Rutgers.
no, CSU beat San Jose State. Dang it.
Army
Georgia
undefeated.
Army's still undefeated. Hey, Army's ranked.
Army and Navy are ranked.
Army and Navy are ranked. So wait. Before we get too into that, there's a universe
We've talked
where
about this before. We've talked about this
oh we
before.
have Army Navy played
Yeah.
in the AAC
And
championship
then
game, and then they also have to play the Army Navy game
yeah,
the next week. But wait, there's more. Billy Mays. Um, if they end, and there's a universe, not necessarily realistic,
we
but
talked about this
possible.
universe.
Which universe?
They both are in there undefeated, having beaten Notre Dame.
Oh no, I'm saying they both get into the CFP.
Oh, both of them. They'd only take
Yeah,
one.
and again, I'm not a very realistic universe. I think the universe where they're both in the AAC championship is actually pretty realistic at this point. Um,
Oh yeah.
but where they play each other in the AAC championship and then play each other in the Army Navy game the next week, gosh, that'd be fun. But aside from that though, where the rest of the top 25 collapses. And then we've got the AAC champion on one side of the bracket, and we've got the at large loser of Army Navy on the other side. By the way, this wouldn't happen because there would be losses involved, and this couldn't happen. Point being, though, let's have fun with it at least. Say theoretically it could happen. Um, Army Navy National Championship. Who says no?
Who says no? Not me.
That'd be the greatest. That might be the greatest event in the history of sports, an Army Navy National Championship. I would love that. That'd be so cool, man. Um, shoot, even outside of that, Army or Navy getting into the CFP, period, they would probably lose pretty quickly. But man, would they not have they would have the whole country behind them
Oh
for
yeah.
that one game before they lose by
So I saw
47 to
this.
Georgia.
I I saw this funny thing though. Delaware is currently undefeated. Game day could do the funniest thing in the world and have a certain guest picker, and you can have two senile men on the show.
I want to see a conversation between Lee Corso and Joe Biden.
God.
See how that goes.
Neither men know what
See how long
plans
each
are
of
on.
them remember who they are and where they're at.
Well, Joe
Take bet
Biden on game day would be like that Minnesota meet. Oh, dude, if they pick a Minnesota game, Minnesota.
Minnesota. That would be great. That would be great. Um, let's see. Other games.
Nothing really
Cincy,
piquing
US,
my interest right now.
UCF. Yeah, no, this is kind of outside of the top 20. There's so many great top 25 games that none of these are that
Shout
interesting.
out
Was
ULM keeping the booty dream alive.
That's true. They did. They did. They're still winning.
Butch Jones might get fired.
Oh man, it's like I think the Army and Navy might have done a Monstars to Air Force because Air Force is rough.
They were so good last year too.
Yeah.
Nevada beating Oregon State. Poor Beavs.
Phew. Oh,
Vandy beat
Vandy won
Kentucky.
again. Vandy won again.
Rank
Gosh,
Vandy
do you
college.
watch SEC shorts by the way? I haven't
Yeah, I
asked.
do. I do.
Oh goodness. Oh, my power just went out. That's lovely. Um, we're back. Okay.
We're
Sorry
back.
about that. No, but anyways, I love the Vandy guy on SEC shorts. He's just
Yeah.
vibing. What a guy, man. What a guy.
Minnesota
Um,
UCLA. Ugh. That's all that's worth talking about. Move
yeah,
on
no,
to
I
the
mean,
picks. Hmm?
sorry about that. Hold on, my. Oh. Sorry, I'm trying to reset stuff. Anyways, so yes, the picks. And Daniel, obviously, he's not joining us tonight. He's already put in his picks for the evening. Let's go to week 8. Why is it not? There we go. Um, what month is it? October. There we go. There we go. All right, we're back. All right. I don't live in England, so I want to be on Celsius or Fahrenheit. I mean, there we go. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Anyways, minor power outage aside, we're back. We're rolling. And we're on to week 8. We got a lot of games to talk about. Some more ranked versus ranked games. Some big SEC games that we're going to talk about. But I say let's just roll through the schedule here. See what we're working with. Not a lot tonight. Not gonna lie. Hey, Montana State, Kennesaw State, or Middle Tennessee, Kennesaw State had a great 14-5 score in
I
there.
watched that one, yeah.
Lovely. I don't know why you do that to yourself.
Well, I watched
Um,
parts of it.
that's fair. New Mexico State, Louisiana Tech looked like it was pretty fun. Double OT game there. I like these Conference USA games being like Conference USA's kind of took over action for Tuesday and Wednesday games. We got Thursday night action between BC and Virginia Tech. I don't care about any of these games. FSU Duke. Yay. There we go. First game we're picking Oregon on the road in West Lafayette, taking on the Purdue Boilermakers. Purdue favored by 27 and a half. Who are we picking? Wait, who has to go? So I got one lone wolf, one lone wolf. Okay, I get to pick who goes first. From our tie. I say you have to go first.
All right, I'll take it. All right, here. You know, the sport, everyone's like, oh, they have to go to Purdue on a Friday. Purdue takes down Giants. It's like, yeah, the Jeff Brome Purdue took down Giants. However, 27 and a half is huge for college, and I will not fuck with that, so I will take Purdue.
I am in lockstep with you. Oregon's not going to lose this football game. However, they probably also won't win by 27 and a half because that's a lot, and they haven't
That
done that all
is a
year.
lot in college football.
Um, Next up, also ranked, Oklahoma State, BYU, also on Friday night. BYU 9-point favorites at
Gosh,
home
this could be a
in
fun Friday
Provo,
night.
taking on the
What time's that first game?
Cowboys.
Man, damn, this can be a fun Friday night.
Yeah, it's a good Friday night slate. Um,
Especially if Oregon beats
I in this
or
one,
loses.
what's that?
Especially if Oregon loses.
Oh yeah, no, that would make Saturday so enjoyable at that point. Um, for this one, I'm going BYU. They just look like a really, really
They're
good team
playing
right now.
so well right now, man. They got the power of Adonai on their side. Yahweh.
There you
What's
go.
the, I think you're not supposed to say Adonai. If that's the name of God, you're not supposed to say in Judaism. I think there's a couple names for God. And there's Yahweh, there's Adonai, and there's one more, I think. I don't know too much
I
about
have no idea.
ethics.
We also have Nevada, Fresno State. I will not be watching. Um, Actually, you know what? After BYU OSU, if this game's still on, I'll tune
I'll
over
catch the last half
because
of the
I'm a
fourth quarter.
sicko. Because I'm a sicko. Anyways, on to Saturday's action, and we've got a big ACC matchup between Miami and Louisville. Miami, this is in Louisville at LNN Federal Credit Union Stadium.
Papa John,
Miami,
baby.
4.5-point favorites at home. Or
Only
no,
four and
sorry,
a
Miami
half.
4.5-point favorites on the
God
road.
damn it.
Sorry.
Vegas knows. God damn it. I was hoping the spread would be bigger, but who is the giant killer? It's Jeff
Sure,
Brom.
bro.
I'll take Louisville with the points.
Dang it, I thought I was going to be unique with this one. I'm definitely going
You know
Louisville.
I'm
Miami.
a Jeff Brom head. You've known that for a long time.
That's true. I don't know. They I've been betting against Louisville for a few weeks now, but I was right when it came to SMU, and they haven't been ranked since that game. At the same time, Miami is cruising for a loss, and hey, who better to do it than the Jeff Brom killer?
Oh yeah.
So I'll take the points here. Um, Next up here, Clemson, Virginia. Clemson hosting Virginia, dropping 21 and a half. I do not care. We do not care.
That was a
Clemson.
good impression. 21 and a half is a lot for college, but I'm really high on
Clemson's
Clemson
been
right now.
covering that though for a
They
few
have
weeks
they
against teams
have
worse than Virginia or better than Virginia.
Wake Forest is not better than Virginia.
Yeah, that's fair.
However,
Stanford's probably about on that
I'm
level
actually
though.
pretty high on Clemson this year. I think they're going to make the CFB. So give me Clemson here.
Uh, IU taking on Nebraska. Nebraska dropping, no, sorry, Indiana dropping 6.5 points at home to Dylan Raiola and company. What you got happening in Bloomington?
I think Nebraska's a real tough team. It's going to be a real test for the Hoosiers. So I'm going to go Nebraska here.
Damn it. I was really hoping we'd have finally a difference on that one. No, I also think Nebraska. I think Nebraska wins straight up. I think this is going to be the toughest test yet for Indiana so far.
They
And
are coming off
Nebraska's
by
playing
though.
good football. Yeah, that's true. Nebraska's playing good football though. Obviously they lost to Illinois, but I mean, a loss to Illinois is nothing to really be ashamed of. They're 5-1 right now. They barely beat Rutgers, but they took it to Purdue pretty comfortably. No, I feel good about Nebraska. Again, I'm not down on them too much about the loss of Illinois. So, um, next up here, Auburn, Mizzou. Auburn, Mizzou. Mizzou 4.5 point favorites at home. Look, I know Daniel, you and I made a pact to never trust Mizzou again, but only 4.5 against a bad Auburn team. I'm taking that. I'm sorry, especially with Luther Burden being back. I'm taking that. Give me Mizzou.
I gotta take Mizzou here, man.
Yeah.
Only
We
four and
still
a
haven't
half.
had a difference. How am I gonna get back in this?
It's because this time of the year the spreads are quite figured out.
Yeah. Anyways, Army ECU, Army 15 point favorites at home against the
15.
Pirates in West Point. Imagine an Army 15 point favorite, ranked Army 15 point favorites in West Point.
You would have think they
Mr.
developed the
Rob,
air raid.
what's that?
You would have thought they developed the air raid or something.
Yeah, there you go.
Jesus.
Up to you, Rob.
Army's been scoring a lot of points, man. They've been scoring a lot of points.
Who
I'm
they
gonna
been
take
doing it
Army, man.
against
I'm
though?
gonna take Army.
I want to look at their schedule though here. Army, yeah, 42 to Lehigh, 24 FAU. Oh wow, okay, they're doing this against AAC opponents too. It's not like they're doing it against like a bunch of FCS schools.
Guess who ECU lost to last week?
Who did you see you lose to last week?
The Biffster.
Oh, they lost to Charlotte? Oh, by the way, for the first time this year, we're picking a Charlotte game.
Let's go.
I'm also taking Army though, seeing who they've
Also,
actually.
I shouldn't have told you that, but I did hide one thing. Do you know how
What's
many
that?
points Charlotte scored against ECU?
What's that?
55.
Whew! Okay, yep, Army's winning. Well, Army's obviously winning, but yeah, they're covering. So, next up here we got more games to talk about, but not to pick. Wisconsin Northwestern, UCLA Rutgers, Quick Force UConn.
Arizona State at Cincinnati at 9 a.m. What a world we live in.
Yeah,
They're
right.
fucking the West Coast teams with all these 9 a.m.s, man. We got a 9 a.m. against Indiana. Like, really? Could we have
Oh,
not had any leverage of saying no 9 a.m.s, please?
yeah. Yeah, no more really interesting 9 a.m. games there. All right. Here we go. 12:30. Bama, Tennessee. Third Saturday in October. I will not be watching, but we'll talk about that in a second. Third Saturday in October. One of the big games in college football, especially this weekend.
I might
Number
watch the
seven,
game.
Alabama in Knoxville take on number 11, Tennessee. A rematch of, well, they play every year, so it's a rematch of their game from last year. But it's also this location rematch of Tennessee's huge upset against Alabama back in
I
2022.
don't think it was that huge. They were still ranked.
Yeah, I mean, huge in the sense that it's like it kind of puts Tennessee on the map.
Oh yeah, it
I
put
meant
Heupel
huge
on the
from
map.
like a stake standpoint, I
It
guess.
put Heupel on the map.
Yeah. Anyways, Bama favored by 3. I guess I'm picking. I don't know. Maybe I'm in denial, but I'm still picking Tennessee. I think they win this straight up, and with the points, it makes it even easier.
You know what I'm doing.
Next up here, Notre Dame, Georgia Tech. Notre Dame favored by 11 in Atlanta. Wait, is this game? Oh, they're playing this at the Falcons Stadium. That's
Oh,
fun.
cool.
Um, anyways,
Seahawks
go
play there the
ahead.
next day.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna take Georgia Tech. Notre Dame with 11. I don't trust it.
I I'm actually gonna pick Notre Dame. They're playing good football right now. And I know,
Let's go. I'm picking against
that
you.
basically guaranteed that you got it right. But hey, I'm actually the only one that got the Notre Dame game
You
last
are. You
week.
are.
The Fighting Irish finally didn't come back to bite me. So we're live. We're live. I love me some Golden Domers right now. That's gonna come back to bite me. I already know it. Michigan, Illinois, another ranked versus ranked matchup here. Not quite as, sexy as Auburn or sorry, Auburn. Auburn's never sexy. Not quite as sexy as Alabama, Tennessee, or as sexy as Georgia, Texas, but there is another ranked versus ranked matchup here. Michigan dropping 3 on the road in Illinois. Illinois wins straight up. With the points makes it even easier.
I think Michigan's a very different team at home versus on the road. Give me the Illinois.
Are we only gonna have one difference all week?
That'd be a shame.
Maybe. I don't know. Navy Charlotte. Dang it, you got to lead off both the Service Academy games. That sucks. Anyways, Navy Charlotte. Navy favored by 17 against the Biffster in
Front of the
Annapolis.
pod.
Friend of Bob the Biffster. Go ahead, Rob.
17's too much for a service academy. Give me Bifster.
But 15 wasn't for.
Yep.
All right. I don't know. Are the Biffsters playing well right now?
They're
Let's find out.
weird. They're on and off, it seems.
37, 38, 20, 27, 26. Dude, losing by 18 to North Carolina is not a good look. 52-14. I mean, they
What's
killed
funny is their
ECU, but
first few
ECU might
games,
just be really bad. I'm taking Navy.
their first
I'm
few
taking Navy.
games, they I think like a bunch of players were hurt from practice.
Oh, jeez. Um, let's see. All right, catching up here. 12:30. Where are we at? Where are we at? Oh, there we are. Okay. NC State Cal, classic ACC matchup. Houston, Kansas, classic Big 12 matchup. Hawaii, Wazoo, classic CW matchup. Um, a bunch of ESPN Plus games.
Ugh, yuck.
Um,
Yeah. Slop.
let's see.
It'd be funny
Yeah,
if Maryland beats USC. That ain't happening though.
yeah. Colorado, Arizona. I will be there.
Nice.
That's right. That's right. I'm gonna watch T-Mac versus Travis Hunter live.
Oh,
That's gonna be fun, man. That's gonna be so fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Tickets were not cheap, by the way, but that's okay. Yeah, tickets low
but
as
they're as low as
45.
$45.
Yeah, but then you gotta pay
I
fees
know.
on
I
top of
know.
that, and I
I'm
and I
just
bought
messing with
two
you.
of them. So, but you're right. You're right. No, I'm really excited about this game, though, man.
Short, short,
There's
short,
going to be
short.
at least 3 first round picks in next year's draft on the field.
Yeah.
So
I'd say
I'm really
4.
excited about this one.
Ah,
Yeah,
Savannah has been a little disappointing.
that's what I say at least. Could be more, but
I
we'll
think
see.
that would be the cap. I think
That'd
there's
be
that max 4.
yeah. I think the floor is 3 though, and I'm excited about that, especially because
Oh,
they're all skill players, and you know I love me some skill guys.
there's at least 2 top 10 picks,
Oh yeah, absolutely. At least,
if not
at
all
least yeah,
three of
at
them.
least 2 top 10, maybe 3, honestly. Depends on how Shador keeps playing.
I'm talking about T Mac more than Shador.
You think Shador's locked in as the top 10 pick?
I think it's
Interesting.
QB1 right now.
I think T-Mac's wide receiver 1 right now.
Depends how you view Hunter.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. That's fair.
I have been always been
Hunter's just player 1 right now.
I've always been team Travis Hunter as DB though.
Yeah. I don't even know how I value Hunter right now, so I just call him player 1 and
Yeah.
figure it out from there. Because man, he's a baller, dude. Jeez. I hope the Browns don't end up with the first overall pick. I'll just say that because I want them to have to suffer through Deshaun Watson. Um, let's see.
They're gonna take
Also,
Carson back.
they would they would take a QB actually, and they would need to. So I would like that pick. I would support that pick.
I wouldn't. I don't like Carson back.
I would support it for the Browns.
Uh,
Baylor Tech, New Mexico. Yeah, okay. Anyways, oh here we go. Back to pick names. Texas A&M, Mississippi State. A&M favored, but actually, what's the line in Colorado? Arizona's favored. Oh, interesting. Okay. A&M, Mississippi State. A&M favored by 15 and a half. Mississippi State has not been the pushover they were at the beginning of the season the past few weeks. But also A&M's playing good ball right now.
they are.
To their credit. This one's in Starkville. Um, A&M's playing good ball right now. I can't lie. Seeing what they did to Mizzou at home. My son's on the road, but I mean, it's Mississippi State. Shoot, give me the Aggies.
Gig 'em.
There we go. Let's see. Next up here. Where's that game? Okay, LSU Arkansas next up here. This one's in five belts. The battle for the boot.
Whoa.
LSU dropping 2.5 points after their big home win against Ole Miss this past weekend. You're up.
Can't believe it's only 2.5. I hope Vegas doesn't know something. Give me go Tigers.
Go Tigers. I agree. LSU's playing good ball right now. Oh,
To that
hold on.
uh
I erase that. I think because I usually just copy and paste it because I don't feel like making a whole new thing, and I just copy and paste and then erase, but it automatically plugs in your lock of the week right there each time. So, you haven't given a lock of the week yet, though.
it's coming. It's coming.
It's coming. Okay. I think I actually might know where it's coming, and I don't think we'll have to wait too long for it, is my guess. Um, Ball State, Vandy, Arkansas State, Southern Miss. Okay. Wait, how many wins does Vandy have? Sorry, quick tangent. How many?
5-2, I think.
4-2. Dang it. Okay, Ball State, but Alcorn State, so they're not immediately locked in. Oh, there's 2 wins on this schedule. There's 2 wins on. There's at least 1 win on the schedule other than Ball State.
I think so.
Auburn. They'll get to bowl eligible. Um, where are we at? Where are we at? Georgia, Texas, Georgia. Adding 3.5 point favorites. Or 3.5 point dogs, I should say. The dogs are dogs on the road in Austin. Who's picking this one first? Is it me or you? I can't remember. I think it's me because I picked
I
A&M
know.
first, so it's me. Yeah. Give me the Longhorns, man. They're playing really good ball, and the Georgia Bulldogs are not. Really?
Wait. You didn't see. You didn't see. I did
Oh.
the gladiator. With the
Oh, okay. I looked away and I was like,
You missed the
okay.
dramatic part of it.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know
Lock of
what?
the
The
week.
The audience saw it. I thought it would be your lock of the week. I looked at it and I was like, okay, I feel a certain way that this could be the lock of the week. So there we go, man. All right. Yeah, Bulldogs not playing good ball right now.
They Quinn's bringing the boom, man. He's bringing the boom.
Let's bring the boom.
Dude, imagine having to play.
I just noticed that Daniel put Miami, of course.
Imagine having to
And then we
play.
both picked Louisville.
Imagine having to play your rival and then Georgia back to back. Jeez.
Oh
That's
yeah.
brutal.
UCF, Iowa State. Iowa State 14. Wait, is this next? Yeah, Iowa State 14-point favorites at home in Ames.
Yep, Ames.
Yeah, Ames. Taking on the Golden Knights.
Oh,
You're
this
up.
is me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Iowa State. They're playing really well.
Yeah, me too. UCF is bad, man. UCF's really bad. Iowa State's playing good ball right now. K-State, West Virginia, going back to Morgantown. Morgantown hosting two ranked top 25 teams in a row. Good for them. K-State's only 3.5 3-point favorites in this one. That's a little bit of a surprise to me. I feel very comfortable taking K-State in this one, actually, at that spread. I think they're able to win. I don't know about comfortably, define comfortably, but they should be able to cover 3. They're playing pretty good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go K-State as well. I'm a believer in Avery.
Yeah. Last game. Actually, wait, hold on. There's other games we talked about here. Iowa, Michigan State, Kentucky, Florida. Oh, look at that. We got an even line. If this game
Let's
was
go.
ranked, we'd
Pick
have a pick 'em. Pick 'em. And then we'll talk CSU, Air Force, UNLV, Oregon State, TCU, Utah. Man, there's no fun late games this week. The only late games are UNLV, Oregon State, and TCU, Utah. Barf. But anyways, SMU, Stanford. SMU coming into Palo Alto, California, favored by 16 points. Rob, lead us off.
Pony Express, baby. They're playing fun. Will this hurt your heart?
No, I'm honestly conflicted because on one hand, they are playing pretty good football right now. On the other hand, I just look at what Stanford's typically losing by right now. Yeah, they got killed by Virginia Tech. Yeah, never mind. I'm taking SMU as well. It was more of a I don't think Stanford's getting killed right now by teams of SMU's caliber, but then I saw what Virginia Tech did to them, and I'm like, okay, never mind. So there you go. Those are the picks. We are how this pod? Man, this pod was only an hour and 22 minutes. What's happening? We're losing our mojo. The one lightning round episode, and all of a sudden we don't have a million tangents. What's
I
happening
feel
to
like
us,
we
man?
had plenty. I just maybe it's the 3-man pod just makes them longer. Who knows?
That's possible. It's also possible too now that we're getting into like bye weeks and stuff. There's just not as many games to talk about.
Yeah.
So, well, there you go. We got them. We got the picks for this week, boys. You follow my picks, you'll probably go about 500. I'm not gonna lie. That's about my
It's
average
lonely
right
at the
now.
top. It's lonely at the top. I'm
Hey,
padding
back
my
in the
lead.
middle, baby. Back in the middle. There you go. That is it.
I've had a good year this year, man.
You have had a good year. You're on a good roll right now.
I know my college
Um,
ball.
that is it for this edition of the West Coast Draft Podcast. It was a fun one as always. Talking CFB. We'll be back on Thursday with Mr. Daniel Lisenby to talk NFL action. He's still heartbroken over the Aiden Hutchinson injury. I'm still heartbroken having to watch whatever the fuck the Bengals put on screen on Sunday night. But hey, they won, and that's okay, so I'll take it. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about all of this Sunday's action as
I'm
well. Oh,
heartbroken as well.
wait, no, forgot. We have to pick the Thursday night game.
Oh,
Oh man.
I'm
Oh, I caught
tired.
myself there. I don't even have the line in. Hold on one second. I have to tell Daniel to pick his Thursday. I think I won. No, you won, so you get to pick who's going first. Denver -2.5 is the line.
I'm gonna make you go
New
first,
Orleans on
buddy.
a 4-game losing streak, but Denver just got kind of bodied by the Chargers at home. So you want to go first or I go first?
I'm gonna make you go first.
All right. Ooh, yeah, that's actually a good call because this is a tough one. I New Orleans was fun, but they were kind of erratic against Tampa. Denver's playing good ball. You know what? Give me the home team with the points. I think they actually you see I almost said it, but I didn't type it, so I'm not locked in quite yet. I
I
actually kind
heard
of wish.
home team with the points.
Yeah, but then I didn't type. I could have said home team with the points is a bad bet. I
Ah,
could have
there we
said
go.
that.
There we go. I'll let you. I'll let you.
Um, Shoot, man. What's Computer Cowboy tell me to do? This is a tough one, honestly. I
It's
don't
tight.
feel like let's see. Let's pull up the tiers graph here because the Saints are definitely falling back down to the pack. The
Oh,
Broncos had a rough week offensively though, so it's like could they even keep up there? So both these teams are in the plus defensively. Saints are much better offensively and they're getting points. Screw it. I'm sticking with it. Give me the home team with the points here on Thursday night.
damn. I was hoping you'd waver.
You going with Saints as well?
Yeah, I just, I'm a little worried for uh having Bo play in hostile environment, Superdome at prime time. That worries me.
Yeah, I'll t I'll send Daniel something. Make sure he knows that he's put a pick in for this one too.
I'll call him.
I call him live on the pod.
Yeah, I'll call him live on the pod.
Let's go.
Let's see here, Daniel.
There it is. There it is. Daniel is buzzing into the pod, maybe. He's still in here. He's in there.
He's an anonymous dinosaur.
Oh, he's putting something in. Oh, there it is.
Oh, Sack.
No, there it is. He picked the Saints. All right, Daniel picked the Saints. He's not even here, and he's picking live. We love it. We love it.
We
Hey,
love it.
that's good attitude. That's good attitude. All right, so we got a clean sweep on Thursday Night Football. Then, well, in that case, now that is it for the West Coast Draft Podcast. That was a fun one as always. We got a little magic trick there at the end. That was crazy. How do you know
Oh
we were
yeah.
doing that?
How?
Other than I texted him and you called him, but that's not important.
What?
Um, Closing thoughts, Mr. Jokinan.
If one of us is a spoiler maker, all of us are spoiler makers. If one of us click like, all of us click like. If one of us subscribe, all of us subscribe. Thanks for watching.